Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today there's a little bit of gameplay footage for the Object 906. Now this is a vehicle I've actually never covered on the channel before, at least not that I can remember. The main reason for this being that the armour is, well, best can be described as wet tissue paper. The gun is decent. It's an 85mm main gun which fires APHE rounds as standard, but you can unlock high explosive anti-tank rounds, fin stabilised of course. And this thing used to sit at the battle rating of 7.0. Now, for those of you who've watched from the beginning, which I assume you have, it wouldn't make much sense to have skipped to this point, but anyway, I digress. The vehicle has been given a faster reload rate, 4.3 seconds between shots. I think this may well be the fastest reload of any tank in the game, with the exception of the AMX 50 Sabas. Is that how you pronounce it? Sabas? I didn't do French, so yes, the AMX 50 Sabas with a 120mm gun also has had a reload buff, and as a result has had its battle rating raised as well. I believe the AMX 50 has gone up to 6.7, maybe 7.0. This thing was at 7.0 and now it's gone up to 7.3, which is supposed to negate the faster reload. 0.3 of a battle rating is not exactly the highest BR they could have raised this thing to, but then I suppose with no armour it wouldn't really be too competitive. But then one could argue that the majority of the vehicles at higher tiers don't have any armour anyway. I mean, look at the Leopard. Unlike the Leopard, this thing has a stabiliser, which makes it absolutely hilarious, because an awful lot of the 7.7 tanks that you run into, that's assuming you don't get your own tier, or in some rare circumstances get down tiered, do not have stabilisers. So, getting into the gameplay, we are on Maginot Line, which is nice. Bigger maps is the best opportunity you're ever going to have to use this thing's mobility to your advantage, as well as the decent long-range firepower of this gun. There is a Israeli M60, whatever the hell it's called, over there behind the hill behind me, and a Conqueror, one shot through the side of the turret. That APHE round showing its post-pen effects there. This is a fantastic shell. It really is. There's a Type 60 SPG moving its way across the field. That was a fortunate shot, but I am definitely not complaining. I don't play this thing very much at all. As a matter of fact, as you can tell, I have no repair kits in this game, no fire extinguisher, nothing. I unlocked the repair kit just after doing this match, but yeah, I hadn't touched this thing. The M60, the Israeli M60, the M48, whatever, oh, I don't remember the damn name of it. He did not, well, he knew I was here. He saw me cross the ridgeline. There's the fast reload for you. The Magach, there it is. That's the name of this thing, the Magach. Right, okay. The Magach should have known I was on this hill, but he took out the Leopard that was with me and just drove straight past, straight down the flank, which was a bit of a surprise to me. I assumed that he'd still be, well, I suppose if he'd actually taken note of where I was, he would have just shot at me as soon as he drove past, but he did not. In that case, I was rather fortunate. So, some of you may be asking, why am I not doing a video on the current event that's going on for the rare vehicles? That's quite simple. And the key word in that sentence is that it's an event. The past few years, whenever Gaijin has done this summer event thing, it's normally been missions that you have to complete whilst in random battles. This means you can gain XP towards vehicles that you want to unlock, gain more lions for purchasing said vehicles and modifications, and progress through the game whilst you work towards the rare vehicles that are on offer. Unfortunately, due to the fact that that is not the case, I've decided to pretty much leave it. I may buy my way to one of the vehicles. The only one I really have a vested interest in is the armoured car, so, but we'll see. My long range ability with this tank is pitiful. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this very short video. Hopefully there will be more coming up in the future, but I am working a couple of days this week.